Limp Bizkit in my head now. All right, Anthony on Air podcast. What?
I feel sorry for you.
Ghislaine Maxwell claims that juror number 50 was out for his 15 minutes of fame. Jussie Smollett is already out. We'll talk about that. We figured out the enemy, and it's daylight saving time.
Is it?
Yep. That's been the problem all along. Tucker Carlson again, this time featuring Candace Owen.
Influencer.
An influencer's throuple goes awry. A cop quits the force to join OnlyFans. Peter Schiff shows off why he's a Schiff head. See what we did there?
We kind of wrote about that puns, baby.
Frank and I came up with that together. It took two of us to come up with that headline.
We had several meetings.
Yeah. It dominated the pre-show meeting.
We went through a million drafts.
Russia sanctions 13 Americans. President Biden forgets who he is. Pete Davidson versus Yee. Darth Maul is out.
Not cool, man.
Limp Bizkit announces a tour and they screw it up because they're old. Of course, we'll go over their product testing. We will talk about fan feedback. And we have a major announcement coming. Not this episode.
Oh, see, now why would you do that?
The next episode, there's going to be a major announcement regarding the podcast. We can't wait to share with you what that is. It is going to be something quite significant, and we will talk about it on Friday's show. Right now, we have to start the Wednesday show. Ain't that right, Frank?
I think so. Who left you in charge of that button?
I don't know. One of these days we're gonna have a flawless show, though.
There's two buttons. You hit the wrong one.
All right, here we go. Monday, in a letter to the U.S. District Judge Allison Nathan, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer, Bobby Sternheim, pointed out that juror number 50, Scotty David, as we've been calling him, was just out for his 15 minutes of fame, saying that a couple of social media posts that he made after the trial announcing that he had served on the jury is strong evidence of his bias. Of course, last week we talked about the fact that he took the stand. He got immunity. He told everybody that he didn't mean to skip the question that asked if he was a victim of abuse, but that he accidentally did so. Prosecutors say that juror 50 was not looking to avoid notice. He was looking to soak up his 15 minutes of fame in this letter from Bobby Sternheim.
I feel like, to do the 15 minutes of fame thing, you think he was thinking about that during the trial? Like, I'm going to screw this question up so that later on, when I get out of this thing, I'll go on and say, how that doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what they're alleging, is that he got up to that question, was like, well, if I say then I am a victim of abuse, then I won't be on this jury. So if I omit this question, I'll be able to get on, and then it'll be a famous trial. And then afterwards, I'll be able to do all my little interviews. And
you could do his interviews no matter what his question, no matter what his answer is to that question.
I think we need to eliminate jury interviews is what I think we need to do. Because when you serve on a jury, or at least embargo it for like 10 years. Be like, you can't do an interview for 10 years. And then after 10 years, if people still care enough about the trial, then you could go and go on your talk shows and do your
So what constitutes an interview? If someone's talking to you about it?
Yeah.
Just anywhere? It has to be on the record?
Well, I could talk to your friends about it and stuff, obviously.
So if he starts his own podcast,
I don't
just go on and talk about it.
No, I don't think you should have. I don't think it should be the basis for you to get any sort of notoriety. I think jury duty is a service that we perform as Americans. It's our civic duty.
Oh, stop it!
Who was paying attention in 5th grade social studies and has 2 thumbs?
So it's our civic duty, but a senator, a president, all these people do their civic duty, but they could be famous and ridiculous and get all the notoriety.
You got it. You got it right.
Got it. Okay. So this is why there should be another reason why there should be professional jurors.
Yeah, but the thing is with presidents and senators and everything, they have to be in the public eye. That's true. You know, jurors don't have to be.
No, they don't.
And I feel that way because if I was a juror, if I served as a juror on a trial,
it should be the same thing as judges. Judges you don't see judges talking about doing interviews on, CNN or Fox or anything.
Outside of the Supreme Court, and even a lot of them we don't even know. Like this guy just retired. We didn't know who the hell that guy was. Who the fuck ever heard from him? Nobody knows any of the judges. And what's so interesting about that is we vote for the judges. They are up for election, and we sit there and go, I guess this guy, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any of his commercials.
Yeah, they never know anything. They just go, I'm Republican or I'm Democrat, and we pick based on the party we like.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Or if you're an independent like me, you just go, all right, 6 for one team, 6 for the other. We'll see how this all shakes out.
See, you're the problem.
Yep.
Dick.
Sure am. Prosecutors in a Monday night letter argued that Maxwell could not show that juror 50 was biased because he asserted during jury selection that he would be fair and impartial and would decide the case based on the evidence. The juror testified last week at a hearing that he made a huge mistake, as I said, and that it was not intentional.
So wait, I don't remember. Did he skip the question or did he answer it incorrectly?
No, he skipped it.
And nobody caught that?
Nobody caught it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nobody's in trouble for that?
Nobody gets in trouble with that because it's up to the lawyers on both sides to
care or not, whether he skipped it.
And in that particular instance, it's really on this, it's somebody on the prosecution could have noticed and just didn't say anything. I don't know if that's a dishonest. I mean, that's pretty dishonest, but I wouldn't put it above. I wouldn't put it past them to do that. It's not their job to do the job of the defense.
Sure.
It's not their job to be like, why didn't you guys object to this person who clearly missed this question?
Right. No, that's true. I'm telling you, all this would have been solved with professional jurors because they answer the question. You have to answer the question in order to become a professional juror. Well, in my mind, if professional jurors were to exist,
I know, but that would sour after a while.
You what?
It would sour after a while.
How well, you have to probably, like being in a notary public, you have to register again.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna be on your 7th murder trial? I mean, I think that's gonna take a toll on a person.
Well, there are people that like going to jury duty, that like doing it. That's the people you want in the courtroom. You don't want someone just going, what's the fastest way for me to get out of here? Guilty? Great, he's guilty. You don't want that.
It feels like you're talking about me. That felt
I'm kind of talking about you.
Directed towards me.
Nobody, to be honest, they don't want to be there, the jurors. And half of the, if they're paying attention, if you have a professional, this is their job, this is their livelihood, and they do this for a living, then they're probably going to pay attention more. They're probably going to know what they're talking about, when they hear terms and shit. Maybe they have a basic, understanding of some of the law and what they're allowed to know and all this stuff. Plus, they probably have, if they're in, they probably have all these pre-answered questions that come in, like this guy's questions would have been answered already, and they wouldn't have to spend any time on that.
Well, I mean, I think the other thing is these things have 250 questions on them. I mean, that's a lot.
Right. So if I was going to be a professional juror, I'd have to maybe once every 5 years answer those questions again and re-register to be a professional juror.
All right, but let's say you don't have a bias towards bicyclists because it's like, okay, who cares about bicyclists? And then one day you're leaving court and a bicyclist rams into you, gives you a concussion. You're no longer not so much biased against bicyclists. You'd be like, fuck those people. They're annoying. They're always in the way. Hitting people, they're terrible.
That's...
And now we wouldn't know that because your next questionnaire don't come up for another 4.5 years, according to the Frank system.
No, if it's something that's not asked on the questionnaire, like a bicyclist question's probably not going to be on the generic questionnaire.
Oh, the specific questionnaires now?
Yeah, if it has something to do with the case and it's not on the thing, like a bicycle question's probably not going to be on the re-registering thing. But if you happen to hate, do you have any prejudice towards this profession? Then you maybe have to answer a few questions. Plus, the attorneys still have to, voir dire.
It's called disclosure, you dickhead.
Exactly.
Bobby Sternheim wrote, Juror 50 does not want to be responsible for the retrial of Ghislaine Maxwell, so he attempted to give innocuous explanations for his false questionnaire responses. Todd Spodek, the lawyer for the juror, declined to comment altogether. Judge Nathan is yet to rule on Maxwell's request for a new trial. Experts are saying, though, cases where verdicts are overturned largely involve jurors who deliberately omitted information to try to get on the panel. Juror 50 did not deliberately do it, according to
How do you
him.
prove that? Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's ways you can try and, trip him up and figure out if he was always, I guess they had to do that during their time, questioning him, which is why they gave him the immunity so that they can get full honesty out of him. But he maintained that it was an error. He just missed it.
Plus,
And you can almost believe it too, to a degree, because he talked about it ad nauseum in the with the other jurors. So
right.
it's not like he was hiding it.
I'd like to know, like, the other jurors should have been like, didn't you answer? They
Right.
Well,
none of them came up with it either.
But you know what? I mean,
because again, remember, you're not on the case.
Doesn't mean that you weren't picked. Like, you could have said yes, and they could have still picked you.
But remember, you're not on the case when they're filling that thing out. It's early on. They had like 700 people, and then they narrowed it down to like 58 people, and then they got their 12. So it's like you don't. You come in, it's raining, it's shitty, everybody's loud, COVID masks. You're saying, I'm not making excuses for the guy. I'm just saying.
Well, stop it.
But I will say it bothers me that he was. I think there might have been one other one, but he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that interview. He was just doing interviews like left and right, like." I don't think they should. I don't think that should be part of it. I think you should have to not do interviews.
Yeah, I think to go against what she was saying, what Ghislaine was saying, is like, do you think he purposely missed or skipped that question so he could later on do interviews about it? That doesn't seem.
I don't know,
like a thing.
But I know this: you get rid of the interviews, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I'm on your side. I agree with you. I think that should be a thing.
You
don't see the lawyers. Some of the lawyers, they do interviews like that.
Right. And very few cases. Like, I mean, people are still talking about OJ. They're still making movies and stuff about it. But 99% of the cases that are even a big deal, nobody cares about that much anymore after some time.
Oh yeah, no, it's the really like the trials of the century.
Yeah,
that are the big what everybody remembers 20 years later.
Yeah, who's gonna remember some of these other ones, like the Jussie Smollett case? We'll remember what he did, but we're not gonna remember the case. Who's gonna give a shit about that?
We don't even know most of the stuff now that went on in the case. Nothing was televised. The OJ thing was televised.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Jussie Smollett. He's free already. So what was the point of the trial? What was the point?
I don't get that either. I mean,
what are we doing, Frank? Nobody's going to jail anymore. Steal shit out of the CVS, make up shit. Like, it just you're gonna be out.
Why is he free already?
So he's free because he's obviously filed an appeal, and he was only sentenced to 150 days in prison. The rest of the time was just on what do they call that? Not bail, but
probation.
Probation. Thank you.
All right, so it's 6 months or so in jail.
150 days. Okay, just around 6 months. And while they're waiting for the appeal to come through, they let him out on bail, so he had to do no jail time.
Yeah, but
4 days in jail.
Wait a minute, but he's still going to see those 150 days. He's just out on bail.
Yeah, he's doing it on bail.
But he's still going to have to go into jail for those 150, or no?
He's
not free. He still has to do the jail time, right?
A court Wednesday granted a motion that he will be allowed to be freed on bond pending an appeal. The motion asked for the sentence to be stayed or put on hold. Correct.
Okay, so he's out on bond, meaning he can't. Yeah. He's limited to where he can go, and if he skips, then he's screwed. But he, skips bond or bail or whatever the hell.
Last week, they planned an appeal, but the judge sentencing denied their request to stay the sentence. Authorities said he orchestrated the phony assault, blah, blah, blah. Thursday at a sentencing, Cook County Circuit Judge James Lynn, EXCORIATED. Excoriated?
Yeah.
Smollett, and said that he fabricated the hate crime in order to gain the attention You're
He
just
basically chewed him out, big time.
right. So I don't know why they gave him Thursday. Lynn sentenced Smollett to 30 months, probation 150. Had to pay a bunch of money too. Smollett's attorney planned the appeal in the criminal case. They argued for the stay of the jail sentence by saying that Smollett would likely serve the 150 days of jail time as the appeals are pending. Oh, so I guess as you go back in and they figure out when the appeals are going to be and all that kind of shit, maybe that'll be his time that counts. I don't even.
I feel like by the time appeals happens, your 6 months are probably up.
Yeah,
Just serve the 6 months and then you're done. You don't have
just
to
be
wait
done with it.
Yeah.
Why keep going and paying lawyers and all that kind of shit?
What are you appealing at that point?
He should be in prison after he made us sit through that whole huge speech about how he's not going to be suicided. Fucking asshole.
I know. Oh, that's. I mean, I don't get it. I understand like there's weird shit with the legal system. I don't really get out on bail. I don't get that. Like, so if you have enough money, you don't have to go into jail.
Yeah, you don't even have to have the full freight. You got to, I think you put down 10% of it. So you got to put up like collateral and shit like that.
I mean, so the poor people can't get out on bail, but rich people can. That's the problem. Right?
Yeah, I mean they can to a degree. If they have to own something.
Yeah, if you don't own much, if you live in paycheck to paycheck and you're living in a trailer,
yeah,
you're in jail. You're not making bond.
What if you're living in a van down by the river?
That too.
Here's the problem, Frank. Whatever you're saying is inconsequential. What's really been slowing us down as a people is this daylight saving time. That's been the problem. This is an issue.
I don't know if I fully agree with this.
So let's talk about it because everybody's talking about it right now. This past Sunday, it was daylight saving, and we sprung forward. We fall back. We take an hour back in the fall, and we spring forward in the springtime.
Right.
And we did that, and then everybody just got all mad about it again. Now I've heard this kind of like obviously this dusts up every year around this time, but for whatever reason, this time we've had enough. And
I don't get it. I don't get why it's such a huge deal.
Oh, I can't even. Sunday, I had Cory Booker show up on my feed for some reason. I'm like, I'm not even following this guy. Why is he coming through? It was like a reel just popped up on my shit. Everybody is upset with it. And what's amazing in our time of bipartisan bullshit.
This amazes me too. Yeah.
We can't agree on anything. The U.S. Senate unanimously approved a bill to eliminate daylight saving. Wait for it, damn it. Don't push me. Not only did they unanimously do it, but they did, I forget what they call it exactly, but it's this procedural thing in the Senate where when they all flat out agree, they just abandon any sort of procedure whatsoever and just unanimously push it through. So there was no vote. There was no gathering. There was no nothing. This was so unanimously agreed upon that they just did the old, all right, you sign it and done, gone, off it goes, done, finished.
I mean,
all of them, Republicans, Democrats, we can't pass a fucking bill for infrastructure.
We got the important stuff done though, like daylight saving time. It's important to have the sunset or the sunrise at 8:15 instead of 7:15. It's like, what?
Election, getting election money out of election, all that stuff can't put it together.
We couldn't even unanimously decide that January 6th needed investigating.
Nothing. That's a gray area. Daylight saving, however,
that's the key issue.
Problem.
We gotta step up, and we did.
Yeah.
You say we don't get things done.
Yeah.
But here
we got this one. We nailed this one.
Nailed it. Now I understand Tuesday. It was created for the farmers, so that they would have more daylight early in the morning, so that when they get up, it's not 7, 8 o'clock when the sun rises. So the daylight starts a little earlier in your time of day, right, so that you can do all your morning stuff in the daylight.
Much like other things that we talk about on the show, I feel like our anger is misdirected. What we should be angry at is winter. That's what seems to be the problem. Shorter days in general seem to be the issue.
Winter's screwing us pretty good.
Yeah. Also, the cold weather is a problem. That's why in Arizona they're like, "Fuck it, we don't even have this shit." Arizona does not have daylight saving. They're just like, "We don't believe it. We're not doing it."
And I think Hawaii too.
Yeah, they're like, "Our time's just gonna fluctuate, and we're not gonna give a shit. You people have to figure it out."
You keep track of us. We're done. Yeah, they jumped ship on daylight saving a while ago.
That's why you're like, Is it 3 hours? Are we 2 hours ahead?
Sometimes
What's
it's 3,
happening in
sometimes
Arizona?
it's 2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're like,
Yeah.
"Who gives a shit? Fuck you. Figure it out."
Yep.
Guess what? Not our problem. You know why? We're all out on the golf course about to have a fucking margarita because it's 115, but it's a dry heat.
It is dry heat.
Yeah,
That's true. Not much humidity out there.
The Senate approved a measure on Tuesday called the Sunshine Protection Act unanimously by
What?
voice vote.
Sunshine Protection Act.
Got to protect the sunshine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Screw the farmers.
So that's what it is. It's by voice vote, where they were literally like, I don't know, enough people are for this. Let's just go with it.
Man.
The House of Representatives, which has held a committee hearing on the matter, must still pass the bill before it can go to President Joe Biden to sign. Now they got to get this thing quick because, as we're going to see later on in the show, JB's deteriorating quickly.
Uh-oh, I didn't see this.
Doesn't even know who he is. He's a little confused about everything. White House has not said whether or not Biden supports it. A spokesman for the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi declined to say if she supports the measure, but said she was reviewing it closely. They just don't know what to do here. Senator Marco Rubio, one of the bill sponsors, said supporters agree that the change would not take place until November of 2023 after input from airlines and broadcasters. I can't wait to file my little opinion on this matter.
Yeah, because look at all this sunlight that we have to. What are we worried about? No, it's going to be. You know what it is? Picture you're in December, and instead of, you're not going to be able to fall. You're not going to be able to set the clocks back.
Right.
So
do this for me, because in December it gets dark around 4 o'clock, actually 4:30 here in New York.
So the sun will set. So since we don't go back an hour, it'll set later. So it'll be like 5:30. You'll have sunset around 5:30.
Right.
Which means that sunrise won't be until like 8:30 instead of 7:30. So the morning, you're gonna have a lot more dark in the morning.
So people will be See, this never bothered me because when I was doing mornings, I was commuting in the dark regardless. But that'll mess you up kind of when you go into work and it's dark. It feels weird.
You're not gonna have sunrise until 8. Like 8:30ish, and it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But driving home, if you're driving home at 5 o'clock, you still have a little sunlight left. That's the thing. So if you're driving home at 4:30 and the sun's already gone, it'll change. That'll change.
Supposedly, the thought behind this is, and this is what everybody's been saying. Here's what I love too. I've yet to see a study, but everybody's like, "There's so many studies." It's like
Look at all those studies. Come on.
Studies tell me. There's lots of studies out there. They're telling me that
I have aptitude for these studies.
Yeah. They're just like, there's plenty of studies that prove that this is wrong. So supposedly car accidents go up, heart attacks go up. Kids are miserable around this time. Like my kids have been off all week.
Well, I don't think it's the shift in the hour. I think it's just it's just the shortness of the daylight. That's all it is. It's not, I don't think it's.
No, they're saying because you lose an hour of sleep.
Because it gets darker earlier.
No.
Because that 1 hour?
This 1 hour, they say. There's more accidents this week or some shit. This is what the studies are telling us. That's what everybody is up there talking about. Like, why do we even have this? Now, also,
blame
Cory
Benjamin
Booker,
Franklin, by the way.
Cory Booker, what Benjamin Franklin?
What do you mean, what Benjamin? The only Benjamin Franklin.
He invented this?
Well, he suggested it.
Oh, did he?
He came up with the idea for it.
Think about that. He also invented electricity. So
it wasn't instituted until World War I or II, but he came up with the idea.
Hold on. Did he discover daylight saving time, or did he invent it like electricity?
You're an idiot.
Am I, or am I brilliant?
Electricity wasn't invented. Electricity.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Ben Franklin invented it.
Okay.
So Cory Booker, when he invaded my
Twitter feed?
Yeah, which I wish there was a way to turn off all politics from TikTok and Reels.
You just gotta. I think you have to train it. So if you dismiss all that kind of stuff, it'll.
I do. Every time one comes in now, anytime somebody is political on my TikTok, I block them. I don't want that there. That's not.
But how are you?
That's there for dancing and fun.
So how are you going to be informed and relate everything to people?
Because I get that on Twitter and other places.
You got to get them from all sources. You got to go to all sources.
No, when I go on TikTok, I want to fucking see somebody cooking something outdoors when they could easily do it inside.
That's true.
And I want to see people dancing and making jokes. And
you know what I always wanted to be able to do? Like, I just don't have the drive to do it, is learn about like which mushrooms you could eat and which mushrooms you can't. I would love to be like out somewhere and be like, see those mushrooms? Yeah, you could eat those. That's good. Or like, no, those will kill you.
You continue to amaze me.
Wouldn't that be like a cool, like just skill that you have? Just out of nowhere. No one sees it coming. And you're just like, you're the mushroom guy. And you go, yeah, you're out and, just walking around somewhere and you see a thing. Oh, don't eat those. I know those mushrooms. They're the hoopity boopity mushrooms and they'll kill you if you touch them.
Interesting about this is, and we've known each other for 30 some odd years.
Right.
I hate how much your wife just enjoyed that joke. She
loved it.
I hate how much she
loved the whole hoopity boopity thing.
That's my man. Look how funny he is.
Damn right.
I can see it in your acknowledgement of her off camera that she just enjoyed the shit out of it.
She ate it up. My number one fan.
I get mad at my wife sometimes. She'll laugh at something and I'll be like, that wasn't that great. You shouldn't have laughed that hard. Funny. I have a poor opinion of you because how much you love me.
Yeah, but you're the one who made the joke.
It's still, I know when things are a 3 and when things are a 9, and sometimes she gives a big laugh at a 4.5, and you're like, all right, you're just
sometimes it strikes a chord like hoopity boopity. Sometimes that when you're not listening to the conversation, especially too, and you just hear hoopity boopity. So you're already laughing. Doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all. We're gonna get
sued from the bippity boppity people, though. I have a feeling we're gonna have an issue with Disney.
It's not close. It's like the whole Vanilla Ice Queen thing. It's not even. It's It's different. Hoopity boopity and bippity boppity. There's a difference.
No, but this is what's interesting. We've known each other for a long time. You don't know this. I actually have that skill.
No, you don't.
The mushrooms that you can eat are in the supermarket, and the ones that you can't are growing outside on a lawn. If
I'm saying
with that, you'll be fine.
I'm saying
there's no reason to stray from that.
Zombie apocalypse happens.
Everything is the zombie apocalypse.
Everything's off the shelf. You're not gonna get mushrooms from the store. What's growing in the wild now? Mushrooms. You see them? I'm starving. Can I eat those mushrooms? I don't know. But this guy will know. But he won't, because I'm not gonna. I like when, like, on TikTok, every now and then there's a guy that when I took TikTok off my phone, but when I had it, you'd see, I was just spending too much time on it. I was like, I can't anymore. It was a distraction. So
you do nothing all day. I don't understand this. You're distracting you from what? Sleeping, drawing Star Wars people? What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So this guy, he comes on and he has all these different mushrooms. Like, this one's good, and he shows you like how the sport, like all this interesting shit. Every mushroom is different. They all look different. They all are weird. They're like alien thing. Like they're so weird. And which one? He goes up. See this one? They grow it in the wild. They're everywhere, but you eat it and you're dead.
Okay, so you found the person to provide you with the information that you've been dying to attain.
Yeah, but it's not.
And you took it off your phone.
It's but it wasn't it's not as clear cut as that. It's like it's very.
You probably have a decent understanding if you kept following the guy.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll bring it back. All right, sold. I'm putting TikTok back on my phone.
Oh shit. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Oh,
daylight saving time.
Oh, so this is what Cory Booker was saying to me. He goes, even the farmers don't like it anymore. It's bad for the farmers now. I'm like, how is this?
What changed there?
Yeah. No, but here's what's interesting. This is what I learned. Daylight saving we invented for the farmers. Do you know how we came up with time zones?
I would imagine. I don't know exactly the process, but
Or why time zones were instituted?
Well, I could tell you why. I mean, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, but there was a driving force. Why? Because they're relatively new. That's what
My
people
guess would be television.
don't. Mm-mm.
Oh, then I don't know.
A little earlier.
Radio.
Train.
What was it? Train.
When we started doing transcontinental, when we started going across the country on a train, they were like, "Well, this isn't right. We got to figure this out." So that's
wait.
when they instituted time zones.
So before there were trains, it was the same time
One
time around the world.
Feels weird, doesn't it? Does this blow your mind? This is this is my favorite thing. When you're born into something, you just believe it to be true and that it was always there.
No, I didn't think we always had time zones, but I thought as long as we were keeping track of, like, because for a long part of history, we were kind of, I don't even know, but it's weird because how could it be like
we were forming a sculpture for a long time?
Forming a sculpture, but 3:00 in the afternoon, it was 3:00 in the afternoon all around the world.
Well, basically,
no matter what it was, where the sun was.
Well, I don't think people gave a shit about time, and as evident as that, here comes J Sabs, who starts the show whenever she feels.
Oh yeah, I don't care about time. Never on time.
This is J Sab's time zone. I was just telling Frank that we invented time zones when trains started to go across the country.
Oh, makes sense.
All be on the same time schedule.
Yeah, but what blows my mind, J Sabs, is so before trains, it was 3:00 here, and the same time it was 3:00 in Europe. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Right? See, isn't that weird? So before there were time
weird.
zones, it was the same time all around the world.
How could that be?
Exactly.
Is my whole life a lie? Yes.
Wow, you want to know the exact? Let's see, the exact date was November 18th, 1883. America's railroads began using a standard time system involving 4 time zones.
Hold on, I'm going to fact check this.
1883? Oh, howdy-ho there, neighbor.
I'm going to fact check this right now.
Yeah, 1883. And see, because we were born with it, we just feel like this is what's right, but it wasn't always like that.
Maybe we're born with it, but maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it is Maybelline.
So, well, with the invention of the way we keep time with clocks and everything, so we were in Europe. I guess the time zones didn't vary to a huge degree, right? So then when Europeans went west to America, then obviously the differences were ridiculously big. Plus, it wasn't like now we're so in touch with Europe and back and forth. When you're cut off from every other part of the world, it didn't matter what time they were on. It's
true. Before people moved out to California, who gave a shit? We were all on one little slice.
We were all kind of mushed into one area. The people anybody who had kept that kind of record of time.
I mean, there's a thing called global mountain time. Oh, not global. It's not mountain time. I'm sorry. Global something. It's GMT.
Girl, you got me.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time. I don't know. But it's a global clock. So we're on the same. That's been kind of floating around lately, and people are talking about maybe going to that. But I can't see that as being a comfortable thing because, okay, and here's the other issue too. We're the wrong people to talk about this because we're New Yorkers. The world basically revolves around our clock.
As it should, though.
We feel that, yeah. But
that's
I mean,
not true.
It's 1,000% true. The world rotates around our clock.
Around New York's clock.
Around New York's clock, yeah. What time is the hockey game on? 7.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Our world.
Oh, you mean like our time zone or like New York specifically? I don't know what you're talking about.
New York specifically because we're the #1 media market. So we've been able to sort of dictate everything from here. So
it's not the world. I mean, you go to China, they don't care about what time shit starts over here.
True, but also like the stock market opens up towards our time. Like that's what time.
Yeah, that's true.
So the stock market opens up at what time?
Yeah,
9
because
here. It opens up at
here.
6 in California.
Because the trading center is here. If
Right.
the trading, that's where that comes.
But there are people that are trading stocks in California that their ass has got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning to make it all
Yeah,
work.
that's true.
And
Well,
same thing
then-
with those that are trading. Like Janine's brother deals with stock market stuff in on the other side of the world. He's got to be up at late at night sometimes doing shit.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess with the stock market, that's true. That
Stock market, sports, television shows. The Super Bowl goes on at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
I
That
always
shit is
wondered-
on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in California.
I always wondered why the stock market opens and closes. Why isn't it a 24-hour thing?
Well, now it kind of is because you can trade futures and stuff like that. So it does
That's
kind
what
of
I'm
go after hours. But when it was started, before
It
technology.
seems like something that should have progressed by now.
But it's an interesting thing because now that we have technology, do we really need to be all in the same time frame? You know what I mean? It's
Well, time.
what's
Relative.
weird is if we're gonna have a game at 7 o'clock GMT, it's gonna be what 4 o'clock in the Midwest, and then 2 o'clock. It's gonna be weird to be 2 like we're gonna have to do a lot more math. I feel like if we don't have time zones, if we're all on one global
That'd be weird.
time.
You know what? Even like you probably said this, but I wasn't paying attention. Like TV shows here, our prime time in California, it's not their prime time.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live is not live in California.
no.
No,
It's on
it airs at the same time.
It airs
Right.
at their 11 o'clock.
They're 11, but it's a
It's
rerun.
been done for an hour and a half, 3 hours by the time.
Yeah, that's the only difference. I mean, why wouldn't they do Saturday Night Live at 8:30 instead of 11:30? Over
nobody
there,
would watch it.
nobody would watch it. Why not?
Well, because
Saturday?
they're counting on kids that are like can't go out and they're home and they're that's what time they're gonna put the TV on for something that funny, for something funny with that kind of risque humor, if you will.
Whoa.
But I don't think
That
we'll ever
funny.
get rid of. Well, we might get rid of daylight saving, but I don't think we'll get rid of time zones. That's ridiculous. We would never do that.
Well, now we're on a slippery slope. We're on a roller coaster ride. We'll never know where it ends.
Not everything's a slippery slope.
Today it's daylight saving. Tomorrow it's time zones.
It's not going to be time zones.
One day it'll be winter altogether. That's when we'll really.
I wish.
That's
Climate
what we-
change.
That's where we should be focusing our money, right? Like, I mean, we should be figuring out how to get rid of that winter because that's the real problem.
You know what's
And
extremely
that
weird?
spring.
The clock. If you have a clock and you go to space with the clock and come back down, the clock will be behind because it moves a little slower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Clock moves slower in space. Like
I'm thinking about moving
moves
to
a little slower.
space just for the weight loss, to be honest with you. It's
Mm.
Right.
a little harder these days.
Right?
But I don't want to be Mr. Conspiracy Theory guy here, but listen to this.
No.
Just as we finally get all this technology that switches the clocks for us, now we're going to get rid of this shit.
I know. It seems like a waste of probably years of trying to do it.
It's probably a switch. Like they just go, look at all the technology that it went into your beeper. That's useless now.
I'm just saying, we had to like change the car clock, the
Speak
house
for yourself,
clock, the
Frank.
VCR clock. It would be hours of clock changing. We'd lose an hour just in clock changing alone back in the day.
Remember that? You
It's
had to
true.
go all around your house.
Yeah.
What
And now
time
that-
do you have?
Now
No,
that it can all
right
do
now.
it for you, we're not going to need it anymore. That's
What
fine.
time is it right now?
I don't think we should get rid of daylight saving. Keep it.
Oh, I think we should get rid of it because I hate. I to me, it's so depressing when it gets dark at 4:30. Oh, it's
But
such
now-
a boner killer.
But now it's not going to be. The sun isn't going to rise until like 8:30 instead of 7.
That's fine for me.
You're cool with that? All right.
That's
Yeah.
fine for me.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I think a majority of people feel that way, though.
Yeah.
Because
I'm good with that. Yeah, I like it. I like more sunlight later on in the day. I get that.
because isn't it tough to deal with the day at the end of the day? It's harder.
You feel like going to bed and you look. Oh, it's got to be so late. You look at the clock. It's like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like God, it felt like 11.
It's depressing, and they call that seasonal depression, but there is another word for it.
Effectiveness.
No,
Well, they say it throws off your circadian rhythm. That's what they're saying. All this thing is, yeah. fucking-
Aren't those the bugs that make those noises in the summer?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna look into it, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
That's right.
By the way, J-Sabs, we did not make our huge announcement tonight. We decided to make it Friday.
oh,
a teaser for everybody. Tune into Friday's episode because you're going to make a big, major announcement.
Huge.
It's huge. Oh, Frank, you stole it.
Changing some things up a
Hey, I
little
had
bit.
the wind up too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be huge. It's going to be great.
It's going to be huge. Tucker
Positive. It's all
Carlson.
positive stuff.
Tucker Carlson again, this time featuring Candace Owen.
Really? When was this?
This was, I think, last night on his show. And this time around, they're talking about, Candace caught a lot of flack on Twitter, no surprise here, because she's upset that a trans woman is being named Woman of the Year.
Who's doing the naming? Is this Times Woman of the Year? Or what?
USA Today, who Tucker seems to be on a rampage against.
Get over it,
Against
guys.
against the Times or against this story?
I don't know if he's more upset about the trans lady or that USA Today is still publishing shit, but
I gotta look at this idiot's face now.
Here it is.
Today, America's newspaper just announced its Women of the Year. According to the newspaper, that award is a, quote, recognition of women across the country who've made a significant impact. Okay, but here's the irony. In this Women of the Year competition, we saw a major win for the patriarchy. A biological man called Rachel Levine is at the very top of the list. Now, Levine is a former health official in the state of Pennsylvania who forced nursing homes to take COVID-positive patients, even as Levine snuck Levine's mother into a private facility. Now, is a fake admiral, and we're told.
Controversy, yo.
This guy's such a dick. I can't stand him. He purposely is avoiding the pronoun her.
When he paused before he said Levine
snuck Levine's mother.
I think they must have made. Yeah, I think he made a choice there on the fly, not to read whatever was on the screen.
I
Told a woman.
I would bet money.
Candace Owens is a woman, so we thought she could assess. She's the host of Candace, and we're happy to have her join us tonight. Candace Owens.
By the way, his little inflection there is the insulting part of it all when he introduces Candace Owens.
Levine is a fake admiral, and we're told a woman. Candace Owens is a woman, so we thought she could assess. She's the host of Candace, and we're happy to have her join us tonight. Candace Owens, Woman of the Year, Rachel Levine. Do you feel honored to have this new addition to the sisterhood, or do you have other feelings?
What's a woman, Tucker? I'm confused. I don't know what a woman is anymore. Look, it's funny and it's also pointedly ridiculous. And it kind of gets back to what I always say, which is that with progressives, they're always so progressive that they're actually just regressive, right? We saw this in terms of race. We were once the country that was aspiring towards not being able to judge each other by the color of our skin. Now we basically say, no. We have to only judge each other exclusively by the color of our skin. Same thing in the category of feminism, right? Early feminism, we were trying to create a space for women that was separate from men. We wanted women's sports. We wanted women to be able to compete differently. We had women that train, from the time that they're kids all the way up through college, to trying to compete at the level to say against other women. Well, now you can just throw on a wig and say, actually, I'm a woman too, and you can crush all of their records because it's so progressive. It's actually regressive. We're actually erasing women. And sadly, it was the feminists that got behind this early on. That didn't have the courage to say, no, actually, that's a man that we're looking at, and feminists should be fighting this tooth and nail. By the way, where's Hillary Clinton? I don't want her perspective on Russia and Ukraine. I want to hear her perspective on this category.
Okay. When people start talking in that high voice,
shit. Where's Hillary Clinton? What did she have to do with any of this?
You mean Hillary
infuriating. This is so infuriating. I can't.
Right. I'll agree that it's infuriating, but here's again, I feel like we're kind of back at the Dave Chappelle thing here. Aren't women fighting for their equal part in everything?
Okay.
And now they're being marginalized to a degree.
How?
By transgender women.
So by another woman.
Yeah.
How are they being marginalized by a woman if a woman wins?
Because although again, and you know my feeling on this, I'm a completely 100% for trans people.
Okay.
Sure.
There's no mistake, despite what I put on message boards, there's no mistaking my unabashed, belief that if somebody says, "Oh, I'm a woman now," I will believe them. It's fine with me. I could care less. I think it's great. But with
So then
that
case
being,
should be closed. This is a woman who won Woman of the Year. I
No,
don't
the case
get
is
the
closed.
controversy.
That's fine. But is this a little bit of like USA Today patting themselves on the back a little bit here? Like, look at how awesomely progressive we are. Like, as Tucker pulls more to that right to pull in that audience of his that they're all losing so much every day, does then the left react with this? Well, then we're gonna start making sure that trans people are all over the covers of everything.
Or could it be they picked this person because she did an amazing job on Jeopardy and she was inspirational to
again,
to
here's
women.
so
She was a
that was
Oh,
woman.
my
she
other
wasn't.
point.
That's not. Oh, you're talking about someone else. That's not the woman from Jeopardy, though.
Oh,
No,
who was this?
Is it?
She was like the health.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Whatever
sorry.
from Pennsylvania.
You're right. It was
Well,
the health. Right. She's in the government.
But that's my other point. Like, underneath Tucker's bigotry here, is this issue of what did this person do really to
I thought it was the Jeopardy woman.
deserve this?
Okay, so I don't know much about
Different story now.
her. No, I don't know much about her.
Because if someone if
her
a
name?
trans person wins Jeopardy, then let's slap them all over every cover of every magazine. I'm all for that.
What's her name again?
Rachel Levine.
Okay, she was or is United States Assistant Secretary for Health. Well, the big story this past year was health. So why not, without doing a ton of research on what her accomplishments were, why not focus on the health community because of what's been going on the last year?
I don't think that's why, though.
Listen, I think, and I'm going to let Janine say her thing, but this is most important. I think it's okay to honor transgender men and women, but when they do something to deserve it, for instance, solving daylight saving time. Once one of them figures that out, then I say we make them man or woman of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Admiral, decorated, 4-star admiral.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is not, some nobody.
No, it's not, and I'm okay with it. I don't really give a shit because I don't give a fuck what
So
USA
what the
Today
fuck-
says about anything.
So what the fuck are we talking about
I think
here?
it's great. I think it's great. It strives for transgender people. I'm 100% behind all of that. But I do feel that right-left thing there, and I also feel like I understand when some women complain, and I know this is bad. I understand, like, women, like we talked about this. This was the Chappelle trans thing. Chappelle was basically saying, well, black people are fighting for their equal stance in everything, and we're just giving it over to trans people, and I think women are kind of saying the same thing, where it's like, and lucky for us, we have a woman, so we could ask her opinion.
Where?
But I think that women are saying, well, hang on, we're fighting for equal pay, we're fighting for this, we're fighting for that, and another group is superseding us.
They're all everybody is, I don't know how many groups, but they're all of the marginalized groups are fighting for something, for equality, for pay, for recognition, for this and that. This Levine is also in that fight.
How can I get you to
trans.
know who trans people are that are not on Jeopardy? That's what we got to get. That's where we need to get you, Frank.
I mistook them because they looked a little alike.
Oh, they all look alike?
You're an asshole. You really are. I don't know why
I was going to say that.
Good news. If you're trans, get on Jeopardy if you want Frank's respect.
You're a giant talking penis. That's what should be. Sit right next to me in this square. Should just be a fucking penis. Just right here. Because you're a dick.
Jeez.
I didn't say. I said those two kind of looked. I mixed them up because they looked similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what the one on Jeopardy looked like. I thought this was the same one. But it's the person in government. She's in the health community, and she's a woman. So that's it. She's in the category now. She could be chosen as a woman for Woman of the Year. Her hat is in the ring, and she was picked. Move on. That's life.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like I said, when I forget who was it Playboy who put the trans person? I forget what it was, but it was like, oh, that's not what people are. That's not what people are reading Playboy for. That didn't make any sense to me. This makes more sense to me too, that they're saying, hey, this person is worthy, and if that's their opinion, that's fine with me. You know, whether Tucker says she did this thing to people in homes, I don't know. You know, seems possible. Seems like something a government official would do. You know, say one thing and then do something else for their own loved ones.
No.
Oh yeah, and Tucker's totally trustworthy too.
Yeah, Tucker's got a clean
Great track record.
But I don't know. Well, Janine, we're talking. Janine's here. Like, let's,
Yeah,
I'm sure
please.
she's got an opinion on this.
No, if you want to stay on the stage, go ahead. I think it's just they're just trying to be, what's that word? Woke. That's it.
The USA Today's doing it just to
Oh
be
yeah,
woke.
absolutely.
You don't feel like that at all, Frank? I feel like that a little bit. Like if I'm Rachel Levine, I would feel like, am I up here? Is this a woke pity thing? Like, did I
don't see it as a pity thing. I see it as they chose someone who's not only in the health community,
But I don't think that's why they chose her, though. I think they chose her because she's a transgender. That's why.
Well, let me finish.
Go ahead.
She's in the health community. Plus, she's openly trans in on such a huge world stage. So it's that kind of thing. Plus, what she does in the health community. I don't think if she's not just a trans woman from nowhere who nobody knows who she is or anything. She's got a huge responsible job, and it's not like she's only there because she's a trans woman. There are thousands of trans women in the world, in the country. I'm sure, I don't know what the numbers are, but she was chosen because of both things. She's a trans woman, plus she's in this huge responsible job, and she's with the past year that we've had, health was the huge focus in science and all
Right.
that.
But what did she do specifically for it?
I don't have the information in front of me, but I'm sure.
No, I know you don't, but I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe
According
she.
to Tucker, she murdered people in nursing homes.
Oh, okay. Well, no. According to Levine, he can't say she for some reason. He's if he said she, he would probably melt. If he called her a woman, he would melt. So he can't do that.
I'm trying to find out who is Woman of the Year according to USA Today in 2021, because if it wasn't,
I'll look it up.
I can't find it. They keep shoving this story down my throat. If it wasn't Kamala Harris, I'm calling bullshit, because we had our first fucking vice president, and that's not going to be like, she's like, even if they named Kamala Harris last year, she should get it again for completing a year of being the first female vice president. Like, that's an accomplishment. I'm not saying that being secretary of some health thing that we can all three of us can't remember when we read it just 4 seconds ago is not a thing to be proud of. It is, but I mean, you've got a lot of other women doing some, incredible things, like being the first fucking female vice president, even though she doesn't do all that.
I can't find it. It's a good. Let me see.
Come on, Joe. We did it, Joe. She does that a lot.
I think she was named. Yeah.
I can't find. Yeah, you're right. I can't find.
Kamala, no, but Kamala. I just found it. Kamala was named in 20.
Oh, so there you go.
I would still give it to her for this year too. Still a big deal.
Yeah, but other people, it's a new thing.
I get it. Like, I hope people understand that I don't want to be
that
smirched.
you're anti-trans.
Yeah, I don't want to besmirch them.
I get that.
Fine with me.
You are.
I think they're all doing extraordinary things, but I worry that this is USA Today trying to get over as how woke they are.
So what are you worried about? You worried that the USA Today's Woman of the Year category is not going to be the same as it was?
No, I worry that
shit.
I worry that these things are trivial, and that when trans people do magnificent things, it's not going to mean anything then, because we're just doling out horse shit, because we want to seem like, look at how awesome we are, pat ourselves on the back. We named a trans woman a fucking Woman of the Year, and it's like, there's
but it's
going to
not
be
just because she's trans.
Come on, Frank.
It's probably part of it. I'm sure if this was just, a cis woman who was in the health
Ooh, look how
world.
woke Frank is. Look how woke Frank
Trying to use
is.
the proper terms. I don't think, if that's probably, I'm sure it's part of it that this is an openly trans person in on such a big stage that I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure if we read the story on why she was chosen, I'm sure that's in there. They're not going to ignore that fact. I'm sure that's part of it. So I have no problem with this. I don't understand. Tucker is like fucking. I can't say the word she or her.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're
come on,
being
man.
kind of assholey about it, but there's
100%.
still some again, I don't know. When it's like when she says we want to get over race and all that, and then the very same people put us in just nothing but race categories all the time. It's, I don't know, it could be counterproductive to what it's
Yeah, I
actually
get
trying to
that.
do.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with that.
I'm just saying that was the example that Candace made.
Yeah, but
And
that's an example that has nothing to do with this. You're naming a woman of the year. You picked a woman, and that's it.
wait, but you don't think, forget all these, like, just slate clean, just pure example. You don't think in an attempt to do something good, you can fuck it up in the long run?
Sure, that's of course.
Okay, that's where my concern lies. That's what I'm trying to say.
What
And I think
what are they
that's how.
fucking up though?
Here's the problem, because like I said, when it comes time for genuine, real recognition,
How do you know this isn't genuine or real?
No, I mean it can be. It can be.
So why even being? I mean, let's take away the fact that she's in the health world and whatever she's done there. How about she's a trans woman in the public eye that has a government job that she's also a general and all this stuff. Why can't that's worthy of recognition too?
Because a trans woman or man is going to do something one day that's like extraordinary.
We'll praise that too,
and yeah, they'll get praised. But like you'll see things like this, and it won't mean anything because.
So we're gonna go. Oh, you know what? They made that Lindman or what? I can't even remember the name. Levine, whatever it was.
Yeah, she's so important we can't remember her name.
I don't know much about her, but
she wasn't on Jeopardy, Janine. Leave him alone.
No, they made this Levine a person, a woman of the year. So what this trans woman did, I can't take it seriously. No one's saying that. No one's going to say that 10 years from now.
It's like winning an Emmy. Nobody gives a shit because they give them out to every fucking.
So no awards anymore
in every market, everywhere.
So let's not recognize anybody anymore for anything.
Mean anything to
participation.
This isn't
trophy.
A participation
It's
award.
A participation trophy.
Yeah,
this is.
It is. Yeah.
It might be.
One person gets it a year.
No, actually 50 get it. I think they give it to one person in every state.
What?
I think they.
Yeah.
So the woman of the year.
No, it's women
for USA Today.
It's women of the year.
It's women of the year.
All right, so 50 people get it. Whatever it is, I don't know. Not everybody gets it. We're not. Not every woman is woman of the year.
Here's the thing, Frank. You can't have it all, and we've learned that from the influencer who tried to have a throuple, and then, oops, it all went awry.
Yeah, I mean, how did they? Now, what was the? Who was this person? The person who tried. Taylor
Cezanne, Cezanne. Was with her boyfriend for 3 years. Decided to shake some things up. She and her boyfriend met a girl through work. They wanted to have some fun, but the girl was a virgin. They didn't want to pressure her at all. But they wanted to kind of spice up their little bedroom time. So Suzanne thought, okay, I'm not polyamorous, but we're both attracted to the girl, so
you are now.
Figure it all out. And because the boyfriend and the girl wound up working together, they became closer, and she found herself a little bit too jealous.
Third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of made herself third wheel.
Mm-hmm. It was her idea to introduce the girl to the relationship, but that marked the beginning of the end. They stuck around for 7 months. And then she came home one night to discover the two of them together in bed.
Ooh.
That was it.
Well, that's part of it, isn't it?
I guess so, but I guess she kind of felt like if she's not there, then that's not
It can
fair.
only happen with the three of them. It can't happen one-on-one anymore.
Right.
That's why I think that and that alone is why I think these things really can't work, or it's hard to make them work because
They have to have rules, like no calls the day after that.
somebody has to go out and get the groceries, and you know what? Somebody else is not going to want to wait till that person gets home.
You got to get a whiteboard with the chore wheel, a chore thing going.
I mean, like, I don't even know. I would like to experience it for a week and see.
With another guy or another woman?
Frank, now you're being really personal. Obviously, another guy.
Okay.
I wasn't
but that
curious
would be
about
kinda
guy or
weird.
girl. I was just curious if they had a home or not,
Right.
or were a
just-
reporter for a local TV station.
It's just weird. Ha.
Like if it was a girl, but it was Erin Colton, does that even things out a little?
That's the same, right? I like it. I don't even know. Obviously, you guys would pick two girls.
I mean, thruples are there's gonna be one who feels slighted at some point. I feel no. I mean, it's like there are people that make it work. I'm sure.
I'll say what you two are afraid to say. Thruples are stupid.
Yeah.
No, for us, we don't want to do those.
No. For
there are
everybody.
people, okay.
No, everybody dumb. I'll tell you why. I understand wanting to have a threesome. That makes sense. I get that. But wanting to then have breakfast the next morning and carry that relationship on, dumb. I don't get that at all.
Weird.
That's dumb. Because you're there for the sex, right? Isn't that what the whole point is? Is they're attracted to this person, they're there for the sex. You're confusing sex with relationship. And that's where things
That's where this person went wrong.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to spice up the marriage and whatnot.
Yeah.
But some people want a relationship, want three in a relationship.
Why?
I don't know.
I can't stand two people in my relationship right now. Both of them I'm having a hard time with.
Right. So
I can't imagine adding another person to this.
I think another guy would work
I'll be right
best
back.
for you guys. Frank's like, I'm not listening to this. I'll tell you why. Because now there's someone else for your wife to bitch at. Like, can you just bring the garbage out? Oh, can you take care of the kids?
I didn't think of that.
Right. She probably wouldn't do that to another girl, but she would do it to another guy.
You think it would take away half the bickering?
Yep.
That's interesting. I didn't think of that because I was more thinking of now I have another birthday to remember. And then there's going to be another anniversary dinner.
Right.
And then it's like, I need a foot massage tonight. I need a elbow rub tonight. And it's going to be it's just a lot more work.
Right.
I didn't
But
think
if there was another male, different story. And then you could go out with him and go see Batman. But I'm done.
You could be like best buds.
You could be like, you want to go see Batman?
All right.
Okay.
I don't even need the visualization.
I'd have somebody to see Batman with. That's interesting.
You see?
Sounds logical to let him have sex with my wife.
It's only fair.
Right.
To have a Batman buddy. Wait. Would he be having sex with my wife or would I be sleeping with his girlfriend?
Your wife.
Okay. Or would she be sleeping with his?
Well, your wife is still in the picture, right?
I guess depends on how good the Batman date goes.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. Let's go on to anyway. I don't think thruples can work. I just don't see it. Threesomes, I get. You know what I'm saying? You're in, you're out. You get what you need. That's it.
Whoa.
I just
you're
think
in, you're out. Like what? 30 seconds out, or like?
I'm not saying I can do it, or I would do it.
I'm not an orgy guy.
I'm not an orgy guy, but I understand that because that's what you're there for. When then you're trying to then be like, oh, okay, who's gonna pick up the kids from soccer? And like that's not part of it. Like even like the third person being brought into that, I can't even imagine them getting excited about it. Being like, wait a second,
responsibility now.
Yeah, what do I have to fucking do? I'm here for the sex.
What if they're not? What if they're all three are like, we all get along, the three of us, physically and emotionally and relationship, and we all want to hang out together. So why aren't we just,
I'm kind of
together?
upset. I don't know a throuple.
I don't know a throuple either.
I'm hanging out with the wrong people.
I feel like they're rare.
All right. Which one in our group would be first to get a throuple?
I don't know if we could name names.
Frank,
me? No, not happening.
Let me think about this. Would Frank be a part of a throuple?
No, my wife and I are very, very tight knit. We don't. It's
Just
the two
think,
of us.
it could be three of you having a turn to read a book to each other, not just two.
No, that's our thing.
That would be nice.
Right?
I mean, I'll bring someone else in to read, but that's it. After that, it gets too personal.
It gets too weird.
Too weird.
I don't think I would love to know if somebody knows a throuple. Please let us know in the comments. But I'm
upset I don't.
How does it go? And how do they make it work? Let us know.
And I think you don't know one because they don't last that long. I don't think
they're out there. They're out there. They got.
I'll eat crow if we get to talk to the fucking throuple who's been together for 25 years. I'll fucking eat crow.
If there's a throuple out there that's watching this show and wants to come on the show with us and talk to us about how
they're on the show with us.
Can't say any words anymore. And they want to talk about their relationship on the show, would you bring them on?
Of course, 1,000,000%. If they showed 20 years of relationship together, I will
2 years
eat a crow.
What if they've been together for a year?
No,
that's not long enough.
Anybody could do anything for a year.
That doesn't seem right.
We did COVID for 2 years. You think that fucking, come on, a year or two is not impressive. You got to get past that 8 year, that little 8 to 10 year,
Wait, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I thought I knew a throuple. But it turns out that it was a couple, girl and guy, and the girl had a friend, and I thought that they were all together. But it turns out the other girl was just a lesbian. But I still think that this guy's wife was a lesbian too. But
I think I saw that video. Your brother sent it to me.
Oh,
decent production value.
Yeah, it was good.
What?
Oh man.
So you suspect them of jumping in bed together or being in a relationship together?
I thought that they were in a relationship together, the three of them, like years ago.
But not anymore. You don't think that?
No. The extra girl is now married to another girl.
So can it be a quadruple?
No.
Okay, it's funny that you say that because I just thought of somebody that I know.
Oh.
Who?
Do I know them?
That was married, had a baby, got divorced. Each went on to meet some other person. I think one of them got married, if not both of them, and they all live in a house together.
What?
With the idea that they can raise their child together.
Okay.
At least that's how it was explained to me, that they are raising their child.
Yeah, that's how I've heard of that too.
So the two couples live in one house.
If they don't live in one house, they live
like maybe
next
connected
door to each other, or
that's not.
Well, it's funny you say that because the couple that I'm talking about rented out a part of their house to the extra girl and her girlfriend at one point.
All right, they're close friends. Maybe she was just a friend, and it wasn't the third person.
But it's a miracle. It's a miracle to live with your somebody you got divorced. I can't stand being married to you, but we're still going to live together.
Yeah,
I thought that was the whole point of getting divorced.
Yeah. Frank's gonna say, "Well, you know everyone," but I have a friend right now.
Bullshit.
I have a friend right now.
Say that. You have a friend that does everything.
That is kind of common though. At least for a little bit sometimes. A friend right now who's getting divorced from her husband, and they live in the same house. And
they're in the middle of divorce, right?
Well,
sometimes they don't move out until the divorce is final because they're trying to. It's kind of like a staking claim to their
Well, then what's the point of getting divorced? Then you're still married.
Well,
I mean,
But
you're not-
until it's official, you still have a right to live in your house, basically, and they don't want to give that up.
I think if I knew I was getting divorced from my husband, I'd be like, I'm gone. Bye.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But some
No,
people
you
don't.
wouldn't. You'd be like, you get the fuck out. Bye.
Well, that's true
Right.
too.
And if you're both like, no, I'm not leaving, then it becomes you both have a right to live there, but it's
But the
not
thing
going to be
is-
fun.
No, and I get that, but the papers are being signed in a month, and they're living there together until the end of the summer. So that's
Yeah.
going to be awkward.
That's
Yeah.
It's
awkward.
awkward now. It's awkward now.
Yeah.
Did you ever break up with somebody and it's like, does that mean you're not coming to my grandma's like 90th birthday party? And you're like, fuck. I mean, I guess I'll go to that. I mean, shit.
No, when you break up, it's over.
You never done that?
No. Once you break up, that's it.
You're
I'm still
heartless.
gonna. I mean,
You're
depends.
fucking heartless.
Okay.
What about if there's a chance you'll get that after breakup bank?
The backslide. Got to bet on the backslide.
Is that what they call that?
Well, if you go back, yeah.
Backslide
Always bet
is
on
pretty good.
like when Elaine and Putty. Always
No,
bet
but
on
I'm
the
saying,
back.
like, if you're together, you're dating somebody, and you just so happen to break up, but you had already planned to go to this party or wedding or whatever.
All plans are canceled once you break up, unless you break up. The one in a million, you're just.
Do you
you're,
see everybody?
Uh,
This is the heartless prick that we
No,
all have to
unless you
deal
break
with
up
that
on
he
good
hides from
terms.
the air.
Wait, let me ask you this.
Why are you breaking up?
What about if someone's a bridesmaid in your wedding and they broke up with your brother weeks before?
What?
Is this a friend, Janine, or is this?
No,
more
I'll be
closer
honest.
than that?
It's me. It's me.
All right, you're wrong. You should out that person should be gone. You chose that person over your brother. Janine.
I
Oh, Janine.
no.
This
it
is
wa-
worse than forgetting transgender people's names because they weren't on Jeopardy.
This is worse than
No.
you thinking that trans women don't deserve to be women of the year.
Oh my god.
So
All
They
trans
don't.
women.
But no. I did not choose this. I actually made my brother choose.
and he said there's no problem if she's in the thing.
Well, what the fuck is he gonna say? I mean,
He's not going to disrupt your wedding. It's your, he's going to
It
do
wasn't
whatever.
really. It wasn't really like. It was whatever. Like he
I bet
coulda
you he's
walked
still
down-
mad at you for this. I bet you he still carries this to this day.
No, I don't think he even cares.
Was he matched up with her? Did he have to dance with her?
Yes.
Oh my god, you heartless prick! What
That's
Oh my
fucked up.
It wasn't even. Listen.
the hell is wrong with
my
you?
God.
That's messed up. I could at least, if you shuffled them around a little and made them not partners, and that's maybe okay. But the fact that you made them dance together, it's messed up.
Let's
Do you know
talk
what's more
about
messed up?
What?
That his wife does not let me forget this. I did not invite his his wife to our wedding.
Oh my god, what is wrong?
But I
with
invited
you?
her boyfriend because at the time they
Wait,
were
your
not-
friend's boyfriend?
No.
All right. I think everybody listening has lost track of who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Friends, boyfriends, your brother's girlfriend. I
Okay.
don't know.
I worked with my sister-in-law, who is actually, my brother's wife. We worked together. And I did not invite her to my wedding, but I invited her boyfriend. And she does not let me forget it.
Holy shit.
I know. 'cause
So
she
your
was dating
future sister-in-law didn't get the invite,
No.
but her boyfriend at the time.
Well, did you know her at the time?
This is
yes.
sensitive, Frank. Yeah. 'cause
Oh,
they
see,
were-
that's fucked up.
they were
Well, we
fucking
worked-
at the time.
Okay, so we worked together. So if I invited her, then I would have to invite like 10 more people. And I only invited the people like in my little whatever it was called at that time.
So let
And
me see if
her
I got this
boyfriend was
straight.
her boyfriend was in that
Was in that crew.
in that
Okay.
group.
Let me see if I got this straight. Your brother broke up with a girl who you insisted on being at your wedding,
Insist.
then promoted her to be bridesmaid,
She was always a bridesmaid.
while simultaneously not inviting your future sister-in-law, but inviting her boyfriend,
Yes.
who your brother was already sleeping with at the time. Timeline's murky on that. Sorry, Earl, whatever the hell, Ray, whatever your fucking name was. And your brother supposedly doesn't mind any of this.
No, he didn't.
That doesn't sound like your brother.
But also, I say if my sister-in-law was at that wedding, she probably would have never went out with him because he acted like a crazy maniac that night.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Your brother is a huge asshole at events.
That's every night.
Yeah.
You're surprised by this?
Right.
But why wouldn't you just tell the girl? First of all, this person can't be that important in your life because I don't even know who this is. Do I know who this is? Was this the famous one?
No.
She have two first names? Okay. Okay.
No.
All right. So I don't even know who this is. So they're clearly not even in your life anymore.
No.
Unless I'm mistaken. Oh my God.
They're in all the pictures, though.
Why wouldn't you just and then you made them walk down the aisle together?
Yeah.
And
but you know what they did?
together.
I've put my sister-in-law's picture over her face in every wedding picture that I have now.
That'll fix it.
I'm sure.
Right.
Problem solved.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah.
Not even Photoshop. You just Scotch taped it on.
You Scotch
This
tape it
is
on, then you make a photocopy of it, so it's one thing.
Right.
My goodness.
Sorry.
Cop quits the force to join OnlyFans, where she's now making thousands of dollars a month.
Well, you know.
To serve and direct.
Yeah. This, I mean, I honestly, Toddy Weg. How about that?
What?
That's her name.
That's something.
Toddy.
Toddy?
Yeah. Now
She's a hot toddy.
I think this is going to eliminate any sort of beautiful woman or handsome man from ever joining the police force. Because why would you do that when you could just, show your dick and get like thousands of dollars on fucking OnlyFans?
You think there's anybody on OnlyFans that went on there to put up videos and gets like $0 and nobody wants to see them? That's messed up. Someone who goes on there and does all this work and nobody subscribes to them.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I think there's probably tons of people. Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit.
I think Anthony's a new subscriber.
Dude, I thought this was like all fun and games. Like, let me, pose in my undies and
let's see.
Nope. Toddy's going all the way.
Oh boy.
I can't even show half of this. I was gonna just show a picture because I wanted.
How could you even see it? Don't you have to be subscribed?
Well, her Twitter. I went to her Twitter.
Oh.
Why are people paying for this on OnlyFans? It's all on her Twitter.
Really?
What? She's not in like cop stuff, right?
No, which you think she would be.
No, you can't.
You got a whole angle there.
But you can't do that, right? Like legally, I don't think.
No,
maybe you can't. If you're not a cop anymore, you could probably do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're still a cop, you probably can't do that.
I don't know.
Well, you can't pose with any of your real stuff. I don't think.
Well,
you could probably put on like a Halloween costume or something, but you can't pose with like your actual badge and shit. Up. Oh. Damn.
Oh, I have that.
Honestly, somebody this hot, what are you doing any fucking job other than
who she looks like?
Being hot.
She looks like National Lampoon's wife. What's his?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Beverly D'Angelo.
There you go.
D'Angelo. Yeah. This is just gonna leave a workforce of ugly people who can't pull off OnlyFans.
Well, you gotta be willing to be on OnlyFans. That takes some kind of outgoingness that not everybody possesses.
Yeah.
No matter how good looking you are.
Well, I'll let everybody look up Tati Weg, TATIWEG on Twitter, and you can see the first couple of pictures there, just that she's going all the way. But there's some people on OnlyFans that just literally post pictures of themselves and not even naked, and they're making bank.
Yep.
Just because they're kind of hot.
Fine, I'll do it.
I mean,
please, Frank.
It's weird. that OnlyFans is tempting. I mean, not for me. I'm just saying. I just there's a lot of people out there that I don't know why they're working for a living. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a decent how. I don't know what the breakdown is. Like, what do you get from one subscription from that? What, something a month, like a few dollars a month from each thing?
Yeah.
You get a few hundred people.
Or you pay more money to make the girls or guys do things for you on cam.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're live. Yeah.
Yep.
When you think about it, it's the greatest time for like everything. And this is not
What a
just
time to be alive.
It is. I mean, it's not just for the hot people that can do this and not work for a living. Like, I mean, if this is if you're into former police officers that like to get naked, you could actually find one.
There's a niche.
Support them and be sad,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing for podcasts and like, clubs and all kinds of shit. There's never been a greater time to be like, this is what I like, and I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
So how much is she making?
Oh, thousands. I mean,
Good for her.
I mean, it looks like the production quality is pretty good. It's not like she's taking it on her phone and is light. It looks professional, is what I'm saying.
well, and I was reading something that somebody put out on OnlyFans talking about how, like, for people that were in the porn industry, it was not the greatest industry to be in. And now they're just doing it all on their own with their phones, and they're making even more. And
Because they keep it all.
they're
I'm
not
sure
even-
OnlyFans gets a cut, but
yeah, they're not even putting themselves in any sort of danger ever.
right.
Yeah,
Good for them.
Like Johnny Danger.
Good for them.
She has 53,000 followers.
Damn.
And how much is? What do you like? What are we doing?
Can I tell you something? We're bigger than this girl. That's unbelievable. And she's fucking pulling in that much money. That's insanity.
Hey,
That is
and let
rinse.
your nipple slip out for a second.
But that would be free. People are getting that for free. You can't give it away for free.
Good news, everybody. There's going to be a nip slip on the show soon. It's going to be
Which
great.
one of the three of us? That one over there.
Let's see here. Peter Schiff shows why he's a real Schiff head. Well, this
Who
will-
the hell
Janine
heard
will-
of this guy before this? By the
Janine
way?
will like this one. I think this will get Janine all fired up.
Ooh.
So, President Zelenskyy addressed Congress
Oh.
today on OnlyFans, by the way, not Zoom. Everybody thought it was Zoom. It was an
Nice.
OnlyFans video. And he was, he's in the thick of it. So he just popped it on,
That's what she said.
talked to Congress, and did whatever. And boy, I should have queued up the video of him on the thing. That would have been good to do.
Yeah.
Go back.
Anyway,
Fire
Schiff
that intern.
Schiff tweets, I understand times are hard, but does the president of the Ukraine own a suit? I don't have
What?
much respect for current members of the U.S. Congress either, but I still wouldn't address them wearing a T-shirt. I wouldn't want to disrespect the institution or the United States.
What an ass.
How about that for a hot take?
What a piece of crap. And if you look at his tweets, all of his other tweets that averaged maybe 150 to 200 comments. This one is up to 81,000 comments.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it goes from like 168 comments, 286 comments. This one's 81,000 comments. And all people being like, "You're an asshole. Delete this tweet. You're an asshole. You're an
Say
asshole."
something stupid. That's what's
And-
going to happen.
But who the hell was this guy? Is a chief economist and global strategy. I'm looking at his Twitter info, and he hosts some crap on Schiff Radio, whatever the hell he does. The Peter Schiff show.
That sounds like a bullshit job.
Yeah,
A global economist.
Not
Come on, what do you
another
do,
podcaster.
really?
right.
What do you
But-
do?
Like what? The guy is in the middle of a war, literally in a war zone, and he's going to put on a suit. Yeah, look at him. And he also got a standing ovation. I don't know how long it was, but as soon as he popped on the screen, everybody in that room stood up and applauded for a long time, and it was unbelievable. It was such a great moment.
Well, it's been a while since our country saw a real patriot
Look, here
in a
it is.
position of leadership.
There it is. Everybody's standing up and applauding. Yeah.
I don't know which one out of our current or former couple of administrations would fucking stay through the shellacking this guy's taken.
This guy's friggin' amazing. He's a hero.
Yeah, but does he can he wear a suit?
Pull out a tie, right?
Yeah, how inconsiderate are you? Guy's in a fucking bunker.
He's literally fighting a war. Literally. He's not telling people what to do. He's in the war, and this guy's like, why can't you wear a suit?
What a prick.
What a dick.
Speaking of which, Russia, I do love this move. Russia sanctioned 13 Americans.
Oh boy.
Can you guess who's on that list?
They're showing us now.
Yeah. Joe Biden, obviously.
Of course.
Can't go without Hunter Biden because it just shows that they still have a sense of humor, even though they're doing a horrific thing. And Hillary Clinton. They put fucking Hillary Clinton on the list. Yeah.
Is Dave Chappelle on that list too?
Oh, I'm going to check. I didn't read all the way to the bottom. But I think Americans were like, oh, this is so stupid. And okay, that makes sense. Yeah, like that's actually.
Never mind, actually.
What makes it? But nobody wants to go there. They don't. It's like, oh, you guys aren't allowed to come here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we weren't going there anyway.
Kanye definitely is on that list.
Kanye should be on that list. That's for sure.
Oh, God.
President Biden forgot who he was today.
Oh,
that
God.
was entertaining.
Is there a video of this? I want to see this.
Oh, yeah, there is, big man.
Show it.
That guy don't do anything without it getting caught on video. Here, let me bring it up for you. He was
What a time to be alive. Right.
He was giving a speech, and actually somebody had to correct him off mic. But here it is. Here he goes.
Stage, but that's enough too. Look at the stage. But there's been a little change in the arrangement of who's on the stage because of the First Lady's husband contracting COVID. But look at this room and what you see.
Somebody just notifying him that he's the First Lady's husband.
That's right. She's fine. It's me. That's not together. The second lady, the first gentleman. How about that?
First lady, second lady, first gentleman. He's just.
Is he talking? I think he's talking about.
It's all a bit
little
much.
Change in the range.
No, because President Obama just said that he contracted COVID. He has COVID. He's positive. So I think he probably meant to say. I'm just guessing. He probably meant to say the former First Lady's husband. No? All right. I don't know.
Because her husband has COVID.
Whoever Kamala's married to, which I couldn't tell you.
All right. So the former.
He's got
second. COVID. So you want to say the second ladies.
The second gentleman.
Second gentleman. That's it. First, whatever.
No, who's on third?
What's on COVID?
Yeah. So he doesn't understand that he's the First Lady's husband.
Right.
This is the guy who's got his finger on the button.
He knows who he is. He mixed up first and second and husband and whatever.
I wouldn't go that far.
We just mixed it up. We couldn't get it right.
No, we were just fine. This guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy, Frank. The way he just goes, huh? Wait, just listen to this.
Look at the stage.
Wait.
But there's been a little change in the arrangement of who's on the stage because of the First Lady's husband contracting COVID. But look at this room and what you see. Pardon? That's right.
That's right.
Oh.
He meant to say the second lady's husband.
Mm-hmm.
He said the First Lady.
No.
Because he meant to say because it's Kamala's
gentleman. Are you okay?
No, because he wanted to say husband. Because he said husband. He wanted to say Kamala's.
Because he has dementia, Frank.
He wanted to say Kamala's husband. Instead of saying second lady, he said First Lady. He mistook not him. He mistook Kamala.
But Kamala's not the second lady. She's the vice president. He's the second gentleman.
Who's the second? No, he's the second lady.
No.
She's the Kamala is the second lady. Who's the second lady? The vice
president is the vice president. Her husband is the second gentleman. Just the way a vice president's wife would be the second lady.
Hold on.
The president's not the first man.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Just looking about the what? Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
What is this? You're right.
Yeah, the vice president is in this case would be the second lady or a gentleman. The vice president in this case is referred to as the second lady. If she were a man, she'd be the second gentleman.
I've never heard a vice president be referred to as a second gentleman before.
Well, that's what they are.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you, but that's a
Fact check him. Fact check him.
Yeah,
I just looked it up.
Where'd you get that from? CNN? Come on.
Mhm.
Oh, all right.
Pete Davidson versus Yee. And I'll bring this up.
The
for
saga
whoever-
continues.
I mean,
Did you see the latest with the tattoo?
No, what's the thing? I didn't. This is Janine's department. So if we don't have it, it's her fault.
No. Say, Jenny. Well, you know that picture of him in bed with when he tweeted or when he was talking to Kanye?
Yeah.
That picture has, it looks like it's like carved. Doesn't even look like a tattoo. It says Kim on his shoulder.
Get out of here.
If we go back to that picture, he looks like a
Alright.
zombie in that picture, by the way. Look at that. The picture you have up right now.
He looks like shit.
He looks like a zombie.
Yeah. Kanye
he
tweeted.
looks gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like Khloe Kardashian's fingernails.
Right?
Like a 6-week callback.
That was good.
Kanye tweeted, yet another reason why Skeet got to stay away from my children. Oh, and nobody noticed that he ain't shown up to SNL because Mr. I Can Help You with Meds had a mental breakdown after we ran him off the internet.
What?
And the title says Pete Davidson enrages audience with jokes about having sex with a baby. Is that even
boy.
true?
I don't know. What is
I
this
don't
from?
know, but he's a comedian. Okay, it
What was
probably
the joke?
again probably taken out of context. I really don't know. I didn't read that part. I didn't see what he said. But again, he's going on social media and attacking him. But then he also was going back and forth with DL Hewley. Did you hear about this too?
Who Pete Davidson or Kanye?
Kanye.
No. What's the problem with DL?
He had a few jokes. I think this is hysterical what he said. He's like, Kanye, like, you were so bad you made one of the Kardashians go to white guys.
He said this to Kanye? Like he tweeted it to
I don't
him?
know. I don't know if he tweeted it exactly to him, but he definitely said it.
Okay.
And then Kanye like shot back and said that he how did he say? He's like, it's okay. Well, he did call him the N-word. Like he was saying it like as a just calling him that. And people didn't like that either. But he said in his tweet or whatever he said it in that your jokes, you have to read your jokes a million times to actually get them. You are funny blank, but you have to read your jokes 1,000 times to get them. And then people, and
So
then
they're too smart for him.
But actually, then he also made a joke about Pete Davidson's penis size.
Hughley did?
Yeah, and he didn't like that, Kanye.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine. I can't imagine him being a fan of that.
Yeah, the latest I didn't hear about this. But
yeah,
the latest thing that I heard was the Kim tattoo or carving. Yeah, there you go. It looks like it's like carved into his chest. There it is.
I don't see.
Yeah,
It's a bad shot. Yeah,
it's hard to see because it's not a great. It's a pixelated shot.
I'm sorry,
so you
his
can-
tongue is blocking the.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
his
get that.
dick. I can't tell which one it was.
I don't get his tongue isn't that big. Is it that big? I never saw a picture of his tongue being
It's girthy.
all that big.
Girth matters.
Okay.
Nobody wants a pencil tongue, Frank. That's what.
That's true.
Yeah, very, very true. Let's see here. Darth Maul out.
All right, so all you non-Star Wars people can
Wait,
like,
Janine,
you
you're a
and
Star
you.
Wars person, right? You're excited about the new Obi-Wan Kenobi?
It does look good.
Yeah.
So rumor was that Darth Maul was supposed to be a part of this series, but was written out because Darth Vader is more the focus in this one now. Hopefully, there's talks about this series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, getting a second season already, so maybe they'll bring him in that one because he, for those who don't know, in episode 1 of the Star Wars series, the nine movies, episode 1, Darth Maul was killed by Obi-Wan. But not really. So we all thought that. But apparently in the cartoons and all the other
Spoiler
stuff,
alert.
he comes back. So
Right.
he's back in the series and stuff. He's not really gone. So there was talks about Darth Maul coming back in this series,
Get out.
but they didn't go with that. It would be great to see Darth Maul and Obi-Wan fighting together again, but it's also great to see Darth Vader. So we want to see both. So I think they made the right choice.
Is Darth Maul just like a bitch? Like, is he just like a second
Oh.
class Darth Vader?
He's no. In what way? Like he's not as
'Cause-
powerful.
Like, I was reading on like a nerd forum. I was like, I don't know, nerd.com, and I got
Oh my
to a
god.
nerd forum, and they were like, Darth Maul was kind of cool at the time, but hasn't aged well. Similarly to who's that other douchebag that they never liked? in the
Boba
new-
Fett.
No, well, no. Boba Fett was the opposite, wasn't he? Kind of
Boba
like,
Fett was really cool, and then the series that they came out with kind of
wasn't
it
good.
kind of it didn't live up to his. I think it didn't keep his mystery. You know, the cool thing about Boba Fett was the mysteriousness of him, and how cool he was, and everything. This kind of it didn't feel like it was him. You know, his character. It was a different take on it. But I think Darth Maul would be great in a series with Obi-Wan. So maybe next season. But the focus, I think, this season will be Darth Vader, which I think will be great.
Hmm.
And it's Hayden Christensen who played Anakin back in the day.
All right, interesting. Let me know when this comes
is
out so
my
I don't
father.
accidentally watch it.
You're an ass.
Limp Bizkit is so old they screwed up their own tour announcement. They are going on tour, and they sent Rolling Stone magazine, who they agreed, like they had an agreement, like, oh, we'll give you the dates first. You'll be the one to kind of roll it out. And they sent Rolling Stone a Dropbox link that didn't work on the day that the announcement was supposed to come out.
Whoopsie.
So aside from the fact that Fred Durst just looks old and creepy as fuck, they fucked up their own tour announcement.
They're just
to boot.
old.
They are old. Well, go ahead.
You know, I was gonna say he is crazily old, but he's like super duper proud of it. Like, even
Nothing wrong with being old.
I'm not just saying, like, but he just looks. He's like
Don't tell
leaning
me
in.
he's only a few years older than us, because I'll kill myself.
Yeah, he is actually.
Oh,
I'll tell you right now, he is. You want to guess his age?
47.
Keep going.
Younger, right, or older?
No, older.
Oh, he's older than that. I thought he was younger than that.
52.
Close. 51. Fred Durst is 51, baby.
Okay, that doesn't make me feel so bad then.
That's not that old.
No.
Metallica's almost 60. They're
Yeah,
in the late 50s.
They old.
They're 58, 59, around there.
Mm.
They're still kicking ass, though.
My phone's gonna die. But I'm waiting for that shirt.
That shirt is up on our site.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, I get that shirt.
Support
My
me
phone's
so I
about
can
to die.
get a good charger. Thanks.
Yep.
I'm so fucking. I think Shop Anthony on there. Let me see if it's still down. I can't even tell you.
No.
The people. I want to strangle. Oh, it's back up. Okay, thank you. It's fucking 7 days to get a fucking website together because.
Should have used Trump's people. $3. They could have the website up and running.
So when we started everything, it was like on my like credit cards and stuff. Now there's like a podcast credit cards, right? So
Okay, when we go into the strip club with it.
we switch
Nice.
things over as the business here continues to evolve. And I never changed the credit card on the domain that we purchased Shop Anthony on Air for. And then it was set to expire and I didn't realize.
Ooh.
So I went to go change it, but apparently it was too late. Which it was like, it's going to expire in 3 days. And that was like, I changed it the day it was going to expire. And I guess whatever, it just still didn't work. And then it was like a fucking, like I'm like, hey, I just fixed the thing. Can you guys because instead of buying it from GoDaddy or whatever, we bought it through our merch provider. So it was like a fucking 4-day, like it's this thing where you have to log into the dashboard and like message them. And they're like, okay, thank you. I got your message. And then like 7.5 hours later, they're like, oh, we're looking into this for you. And so like I get like a ping, like, oh, they responded. So all right, I rush in and I write back, and I literally had to wait another 8.5 hours before they responded
Ugh.
again. That went on for 4 fucking days.
People don't want to work.
Why couldn't you just upload a new credit card to the thing and start again?
I did, but
It just wasn't working.
There wasn't even a way. I don't even know why we do business with some people. There wasn't even a way to be like, here's my credit card. Let me redo the fucking donate. Nope. You had to have your shit already set, or else you were shit out of luck, and then you have to deal with once every 8-hour Katie, who fucking
It's probably
Katie.
automated text service.
But can I tell you something? A real picture, a real photograph of Katie.
Oh, that's nice.
And this is not the first time I've messaged with some of these people, and they're like, "Oh, I'm Darren from like Ohio," and I'm like, "Are you?" Because I don't even know. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody on the other side of the world.
You know what was
fucking
weird?
computer. I have no idea.
I talked to I had to call my internet provider recently, less than a week ago, and when I finally, after like 7 phone calls, got a human being on the phone, I was like, all right, we'll transfer you to an operator. Please hold. So I waited, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it picked up. The first sentence that I hear is, hi, this is, and I forget the name. Let's say it's Dan. Hi, this is Dan from blah, blah, blah. What is your name? And it's obviously robotic with the thing. So I said my name, and then the real person picked up. A real person started talking after that sentence. I was like,
he don't have the time to find out what your name is.
Why couldn't he tell me? Why couldn't he ask me what my name was? And is his name actually Dan? Or is that the robot's name?
It's so infuriating.
I was like, why couldn't a real person ask me that one question and then keep going? They had to have like a button to ask me that question or something.
That's so weird. It's so
go.
weird. And then, so I'm going through the process with them, and then I'm like, and they're like, okay, we're gonna get this solved for you. And I'm like, okay. So like a day passes, and I'm like, let me write something to make sure it's like, I'm like, do you have a timeline on when? And they're like, we're working on it. I was like, what's with the fucking attitude? You answer me,
sir.
They were like, they literally like, well, like we said, we're working on it. And I'm like, you've got to be shitting me.
Well, you to be fair, I'm not taking their side. However, you can be a bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to trying to get your way on stuff.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean trying to get my way on stuff?
When you talk, I don't want to say like authority, but when you talk to people that are in charge of something that you're not, you come off kind of like a jerk.
I do. I'll give you that. Well, because here's the thing. I like to do things the right way and provide a level of service.
I understand. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying you come off like a dick.
And then when I feel like I'm not getting that in return, I get really, really pissed. Especially when it's, and here's the thing with us, I guess, internet people, right? Here's the thing with fucking podcasters. We're all supposed to be like new age, man, and we're fucking doing it without the man and by ourselves. So you go with another like independent internet person, entrepreneur, new company with the fresh ideas and the fucking free coffee in the break room, and they have a fucking chef there to cook for everybody. You're like, oh, this is great. They're like doing the right thing. They're treating their employees well. Oh, answer the fucking phone when my shit's not working. 4 days this thing is down. It's a fucking, it's a revenue stream for us. You can't just fucking not have it for 4 days because they're working on it. Like, I'm like, how many people fucking,
They were working on it.
We're working on it. I could go on GoDaddy and buy a fucking domain like that and have it up.
Yeah, but what if that goes down? And then you're going to call them and they're going to tell you they're working on it.
I just try, like, when you're a small little indie thing, like customer service, that's kind of got to be your bread and butter. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not. You know who else is infuriating like that? Facebook. So obviously we deal with a lot of social media and a lot of things go wrong. You get on a call with Facebook's business help and it is excruciating. You'll put something in. First of all, 10 steps of going through bots just to get to a fucking human being. And it's the same thing. Tad has joined your thing. And you're like, is his fucking name really Tad? All right, fine. So you and then Tad speaks Here's the thing. When you know English isn't the first language, just by the way somebody types it out, that's telling. That is that's telling, and they're going through their whole spiel. And then now this is their new thing. I understand how important this is to you. That's why it's important to me to rectify that. I'm like, in the fucking 14 minutes it took you to type this, you could have just been working on the problem. Don't try and fucking comfort me. That's not what you're there for. Fix the fucking thing.
Well, did that sentence make you feel better?
No, it didn't. It got me even more angry. We understand that this is important. Yeah, no shit, because I fucking can't stand this. And here I am going through the process. Obviously, it's fucking important.
Well, I bet that's on a list of just click it and it sends it.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's probably one of those things like it's a prompt that's already written out and they just have to select it. I'm sure they didn't type it all out.
But why was there still a typo in it is what I want to fucking know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. And then here's what they do. You talk to them and then you wait like 8 minutes to get an answer. And 8 minutes, what happens in 8 minutes? You go, all right, waiting for my response. You pick up your phone. Now you're doing something else. And then you go back and they're like, they gave you the answer. 30 seconds later, they're like, are we still connected?
Oh.
And then they're like,
no, now you got to wait for me, pal.
And then they're like, we have to terminate this thing because you haven't answered in the allotted time. It's like, are we still connected? It's Facebook Messenger. You chose this platform. There's never a disconnected. Like it's not a phone that hangs up. It's fucking Facebook Messenger. You know what I mean?
I think it's the polite way of saying, are you still there?
Yeah. But they don't even give you like a minute to be like, oh, I'm still here. They just fucking go. And I'll tell you why, because I've done this numerous times because me and Frank knows I do a lot of social media consulting for people, and they like, they'll be going through their spiel of exiting, like, thanks for taking the time, and blah, blah, blah. We can, and I'll be like, no, I'm here. And they'll still keep sending the shit and then just leave. They won't even be like, oh, you made it.
In that same note, so this internet thing that I was talking about that I had to go through a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone and I'm trying to bypass this whole automated thing. I need an operator or a representative.
Good luck.
So it's automated in terms of I could say, it takes my speech. I don't have to press numbers. So I said operator. So it goes, okay, you want to speak to a representative. I will connect you with that person. But first, let me run this test. I go, okay, it's doing my internet. So it ran the test and it goes, and then it says something like, oh, we ran the test and we found out that this was the problem, blah, 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 blah. And then it says, if the problem persists, please call us back. And it hangs up on me.
Doesn't that make you want to drive to that company and stab somebody?
I'm like, I asked for an operator and you said, okay, I'll connect you. Yeah. But first, let me do this. And then it never connects me.
Yeah.
So I called back like the 8th time. I finally was able to, I got like a weird, like, it gave me this direction the first 7 times. And then the 8th time it went like this. And there was a new option. And I went that way. And I finally got to an operator. And I told the guy, I was like, listen, not for nothing, but I tried to get an operator on the phone a few times. And it did some test and it hung up on me. And he was like, that's weird. Why would it do that? I'm like, I don't know.
Son of a bitch. Like, they don't do that all the time.
Yeah. He goes, I'm sorry about that. I was like, it's not your fault, but you should know that this is what's happening. But they had to send a guy out here to replace all my stuff. So I got a new router. I got a new thing drilled into the side of my house. Apparently all that stuff that I had was not outdated. What's the word? Obsolete.
Obsolete. Yeah.
So
that's all the new shit so they can control the vaccine going.
It hooks up with the vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what that is.
That's fine.
100%.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Fan feedback here. Debbie, Ari, a lot of people talking about the Thanksgiving thing we were discussing with England, that it's not so much a Thanksgiving, but more of a giving thanks. It's like a ceremony. But they do call it a service of Thanksgiving for the life of His Royal Highness Prince Philip. So it was a Thanksgiving.
So it's specifically for Prince Philip. Is it a holiday or is it?
No, it's like a memorial for but that's what they call it, the Thanksgiving.
Oh, cool.
It
All right,
feels
so
like a
it's,
thumb up at us. Like, oh, yeah, we're
yeah,
gonna
you
call
have
it.
Thanksgiving, so do we.
Yeah,
All right, so it has nothing to do with our Thanksgiving. It's just
I
a
think
separate
forget
thing.
Russia. We should go into that England again and show them what's what.
Uh-oh.
You got
Yeah,
a thumb up at our Thanksgiving.
They're our like best friend in the world, and we're gonna be like, which is amazing. 300 years ago, we were literally at war, and now we're like best friends.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's like when the bully picks on you and you sock him in the jaw, and then he's like, "All right, well, let's be pals."
Yeah, remember when I punched you, and then now we're pals.
Enjoy last episode when we were talking about distracting Putin about going back into space. Enjoy wrote and clapping and saying, "Here, here, look over here," had me falling to my knees laughing. That was hilarious. There you go.
That was good. You over here, Putin.
I think it would work too. By the way,
We could just I'm all for trying to distract him. What the hell?
yeah.
Keep him occupied with something.
Mm-hmm. Valentine. I'm not sure. I think it's Valentine. Even though I don't like Frank, he does take criticism well, I must say, especially regarding cuddles in his place.
Screw you. I'm sorry. Oh, no. I try to take criticism. And Cuddles is great. I love Cuddles. So I try to take criticism with as nicely as I can.
Holly, I like your podcast style, which is why I subscribed. But here's a small recommendation. Don't select topics that you know nothing about, the very basics, like British royalty. It's not interesting when you're discussing Prince Philip's Thanksgiving service when one of you doesn't even know who he is and none of you know what the service is.
Well, we bring it up.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We bring it up because, in many cases, because we don't know what it is. And then we get the fan feedback that tells us what it is. And that's how we learn. If we bring it up, we can't ignore stuff that we talk it out.
Yeah.
You can't just ignore things going on.
Also, we're pretty facetious sometimes, although we weren't about that. But
I don't remember.
Kind of guessed what it was. We said memorial service.
Yeah, and you said Prince Philip. I don't
know. Well, I wasn't sure Prince Philip was the husband because I can't remember anything. That's just making fun of somebody's dementia. That's not.
You can't even remember Cuddles' real name.
That's true. That's why I call it Cuddles. It's easier that way. Ain't that right, Debbie? Amy, a lot of people wrote this. Did no one else hear Frank's relish joke? What was your relish joke?
I did have a relish joke.
What was it?
It was something with the condiments that we were talking about, and I said I relish the thought. We were talking about.
Yeah, Mike wrote. He quoted you. A lot of people like that. I didn't hear it.
I can't remember what the topic was that we brought this up, but we were talking about condiments. What the heck was it? And I said, I don't think it had to do with the marital aid, but it was around that time we were talking. Yeah. But something maybe with, was it with Janine's mom? Who were we talking about? J-Sab's mom?
I don't know. When are we not talking about her?
That's true. But we brought up condiments, and I made a pun about relish, and it landed apparently. Well, I can't remember what I said, but I remember saying it. Nobody on the show, acknowledging it or saying, So I didn't think anybody heard it, but apparently people did.
Well, that happens all the time where I'll go back and watch, or I'll look for a highlight or something, and one of you will say something, and I'll just be hysterical laughing, and I'm looking at myself on the show, just motoring past.
Yeah, you just don't even hear it. Just whoop, gone. So that's one of them, I think.
Yeah.
The very last show.
I also want to throw my 2 cents in the ring as a Cuddles fan. I've enjoyed every time she's been on. Wish she'd come on camera though.
She comes on camera every now and then.
Yeah, she's been on. You could find her. She's been on camera, but not.
Yeah, she pops up in this general area.
Yeah, sometimes
next to Anthony.
Yeah. Also, Maxie, I agree about the moon. It is sus, but I wonder if our litigious society these days would make it prohibitive to send people there en masse. I don't think so. We got a bunch of people we could send there. I'd like to get that Tucker Carlson up there.
Yeah, just leave him up there. He'll do his broadcast from there to all the Martians and moon people and whoever else is in space that would listen to him.
Here we go, Brian. If Brian Sanders, if Pete Davidson dies, Anthony, it will be your fault. Just saying. I don't know if I wish bad on Pete Davidson. I'm sure that's funny because Brian always has a funny line, but I can't remember what that's even.
I don't remember what you said, but man, we don't. I feel like we do an episode and then we just don't retain any of it. What we said.
Gone.
But yeah, you probably said something like Kanye should kick his ass or something. I don't know.
Mercedes. Wait, was Mercedes the original one who commented on the moon?
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Frank, about the moon landing, we lose signal driving by a mountain, and the president was able to speak to the astronauts on the phone. Someone could take my card and take my money from ATM, but the pic is grainy and can't see the image, but the moon landing was perfectly filmed.
Here's the thing about that.
I want to be against these points, but they're not bad points.
Well, the reason why your phone reception is not great is due to the overwhelming number of phones that are out there and the service providers only being able to handle a certain amount of signals. That's why your phone reception sometimes blips out or whatever it is. But back in 69, there were no cell phones. This was satellites and one-on-one from the moon to Earth. This wasn't a cell phone service. This was NASA technology communicating back and forth. So that takes care of that. Plus, they were using NASA cameras. This wasn't an ATM camera. I'm sure the ATM camera costs a few dollars to put in there. The NASA cameras probably cost thousands of dollars that they used.
How much are they paying you to shill for them? That's what I want.
Not enough.
Okay.
It's a little. It pays for the coat signed behind me. The upkeep.
Are they paying you, or are they just giving you nicer boxes for your internet in your house? How does it work with the government?
I can't talk about it right now.
Beverly, America and the world loves DJT. Now, here's my question: is that Donald J. Trump, or is that DJ Trump? Because I'd like him to be known as DJ Trump from now on.
He is basically. I pick. I don't
spin.
I don't spin. No, I don't spin. I pick.
I pick. That's fucking great.
I'm an idiot.
He's the best. He's the fucking best.
He's not the best. He's awful.
I love him so much.
He's a terrible, terrible person.
As a president, as a personality, fucking A+.
Oh, before he was president, his show was halfway okay, and everybody kind of, he was the real estate mogul and blah blah blah.
I have an aptitude.
But he became a dick.
He's a dick. Everything. There was so much Trump in that minute clip. There was
my God.
So much greatness.
You believe it? You believe it? I have an aptitude.
You see, you're poking fun, but it was funny. It was really, really funny.
Yeah, because he wasn't talking about anything serious, which fine. But once he starts talking about serious things, he becomes a giant, flaccid penis.
We haven't had one of these in a while from Heidi. Oh, eye rolling, Anthony. You'll probably block me, but please do your research. You got on fan feedback. You didn't get blocked.
Nice. Yeah. Upgrade. No block. You get highlighted.
My favorite part about Heidi's comment is it doesn't reference anything other than
just in general, do your research.
Just in general, do your research.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a shirt that says "Do your research"? We should have some merch that says "Do your research."
Yeah, we never. We should do something like "Did my research" or "Out doing my research." Now, how could you make that funny? Just do your research is kind of.
How about like I'm doing my research with like a silhouette of someone sitting on the toilet with their phone.
Oh, that's funny.
Busy doing my research or something.
Busy doing my research.
I don't know.
I did 12 hours of research and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. My other shirt is also doing its research. I don't know. What is that? My kids in the honor program.
Okay.
Something like my kid's doing his own research.
My kid did his own research, and I'm proud. I'm a proud parent of a kid who did his own research. I don't know.
Is that funny? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's funny in this moment. I think later on it won't be very funny. No.
Let me know if that's good. You know. proud parent of a kid doing his own research. I feel like people would buy that. Maybe more as a bumper sticker than a shirt. I don't know.
How many? Bumper stickers are disappearing as of late. I feel you don't see that many of them anymore.
Let me tell you something. I'm against bumper stickers. Always have been.
No matter what
like
they say.
No matter what they say.
Even if they're funny.
Yeah. Well, I like seeing them on other people's cars, but I've never put a bumper
no.
sticker on my own car.
I've never put a bumper sticker on my car either.
I refuse. Let me tell you something. This is not popular. It certainly wasn't popular at the time. Post 9/11, I wasn't crazy about the ribbon. I did it.
Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
I was a team player, just like with the vaccine. I was a team player. I did it.
Was it a magnet ribbon?
It was the magnet one.
So what are you worried about?
Like that.
Your ass.
But I did it because we were all doing it, and okay, fine. And I was right, because what happened? And we had a fucking ribbon for every fucking thing on the back of a car until finally we woke up one day and we were like, what are we doing with these stupid, shitty ribbons? This is stupid. Let's stop.
Ribbons are still a thing.
No, not the way they were in 01.
You have a charity event or whatever it is, there's a ribbon for it.
Oh, wearing a ribbon. I'm talking about that magnet ribbon that
they still
was on the
sell.
back.
I see them everywhere. They sell them.
You see them on a car?
Every now and then. Usually they say, I'm a proud parent of a Shih Tzu or something, but I don't know. But they're out there.
Maybe the car of somebody who lives in their car on their way to Janine's house. But other than that, I don't see that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck, I lost my place. Oh, Mind, Body, Fitness, Recovery, and Wellness. That sounds like a business, not a person.
That was a hell of a name.
And it's a person's picture. Never ceases to amaze me how men are such suckers for a pretty face. Men threw money at Elizabeth Holmes and this woman because they are attractive. Let's tell it like it is, people.
Hey, look, it goes back to Helen of Troy. Woman launched 1,000 ships.
Men will never not be suckers for a pretty face.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's life. That's what
I don't even want to tell you the stupid things that I've agreed to do for a pretty face up until right now in this moment where I'm literally raising 2 kids.
That's the only reason, huh?
I can't think of another one.
The pretty face was like, we should have kids. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Time to have kids now. The pretty face hits kid time. It says kid time now. So there we go.
So give us your fan feedback on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever this comments that you could leave us some feedback.
During the intro, Anthony mentions Tucker's name and Frank audibly Uggs, and I'm thinking, ugh, Frank, grow up. But then talking about hearing people eat, and holy crap, Frank and I agree. As far as I'm concerned, the irritation of hearing people smack food is even worse than being the furthest left liberal you could be.
That's kind of funny.
So I thank you guys for helping me know more about myself.
All right, so I agree with you on the food lip smacking annoys the shit out of me. That's my number one pet peeve.
Wait, there's more.
Tucker Carlson's a human shit stain, so don't, every time I hear his name, ugh.
See, now that's a shirt. Tucker Carlson is a human shit stain.
I would wear that shirt.
That might be.
I don't think I've ever worn a shirt with a curse on it.
Yeah?
I don't think I ever have. Have you?
I have to think about that.
I don't think I have. I don't know if I would either. It's not my style. I don't wear curse shirts.
One year when I was like 4, I wore a Christmas sweater that actually had Christmas lights in it, and I had to put batteries in it and turn them on and everything.
See, that's okay.
I feel like I want to wear one of those again one day.
Did it say Merry fucking Christmas? Or?
I don't know, but if I got one now, it would.
All right.
KW continues to say, however, if you are a progressive liberal who smacks their mouths while eating, then God help you.
Oh, boy.
That's a good point.
Man, I used to work with a person that sat behind me. We had like our cubicles, and there was a person right behind me, no wall separating us. Just we were back to back. And he would have his pen, like a big plastic pen, in his teeth. And all I would hear all day is the clacking of the pen in his teeth. Then he would get like his lunch or whatever, and it would be a cup, and it would be like a fast food cup filled with ice. And the rest of the day was him chewing on his ice loudly and the crunching of the ice. And I wanted to turn around and strangle him to death. I didn't. Eventually, we went our separate ways, and life went on. But it's infuriating. Mouth noises like that. You know what it is? It's not even like the grossness of it, which adds to it. It's the obnoxiousness. That's what gets me. When someone is that oblivious to their own obnoxiousness, that grates on my nerves, and it just overrides any other noise that's in the room.
It's amazing how many people there are like that out there that are totally devoid of their own.
I don't understand. It's the equivalent of when you're driving and someone in front of you has their right signal on but goes into the left lane. You're just oblivious to everything. You don't even know where you're going. You don't even think to look at. That's a person that doesn't even think about looking at their turn signal.
Yeah. It irritates me when people are driving while I'm driving.
Right.
I wish they'd stop doing that.
That's true too. That's got to end.
Yeah. I'd love to put an end to that. That would be the best ever. Finally, Rennie writes in, hey, Pittsburgh is not Amish. I'm pretty sure it's an Amish country. There's Philly, and then there's Amish country.
Right. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
No, hey, dig the Amish. Good for them. I don't think I'd be able to do it, what they do.
Okay, you know my biggest problem with the Amish is it's not so much the lack of electricity. It's that they're sticking with that Pennsylvania and Ohio. Like, you'd think that they would be like, you know what we should do is branch. Let's fucking
check
move
out one state over.
Yeah, I hear New Mexico's nice. Let's fucking head on over there and see what they got cooking.
Well, once you set up shop, I mean, I don't know how their population is, if their population is booming or not, or growing. Maybe eventually they'll branch out into other states, but
think about it. They live without electricity and build their own homes and make their own quilts. There's nothing tying them to any sort of fucking regional location. At one point, do you think that they would be like, hey, we got to burn a lot of wood to keep warm on these fucking Pennsylvania nights. Why don't we just move it on over to Arizona where we don't have to worry about this shit anymore?
Because it's a long horse. It's a long horse and buggy ride to Arizona.
I mean, that's true, but you're only doing it once. Like, I hear San Diego's fucking sunny in 73 every day of the year. That sounds like a place where I'd want to live if I didn't have a love for electricity.
Maybe, but
also the beach. Like, what do you, when you unplug, Frank, where do you do it? Usually by a fucking beach.
But I don't think that's their goal, is to be living in a luxurious,
it
atmosphere.
Should be. I
think there's a religious component to it, and there's,
What are you saying? God hates waves? I'm lost here.
I don't know. I don't think they're into the ostentatiousness of like, tropical climate.
I'm not saying they got to go have a Mai Tai. You know what I mean?
I know.
I'm not saying the pina colada is part of it, because
just make things a little easier.
That requires a blender. Yes, just make things. Just how about we be comfortable in our, how about we don't fucking freeze? I got to worry about getting up in the middle. By the way, I don't know how they do it. I have a fireplace. I'm up every 8 minutes, fucking moving that thing around to keep it going. What are they doing?
I'm sure where they live has ancestral meaning to them. They don't want to move from a place that was handed down to. Okay.
And my grandmother used to pawn that shit off on me. Fucking Italians. We're here in New York. We never leave this house. I don't know, Grandma. I moved fucking 45 minutes east, and I'm loving life.
You're still in New York.
Yeah, but technically Suffolk County. This is kind of Alabama.
It's the Alabama of New York.
It's the Alabama of New York.
There's a T-shirt. It's messed up.
Yeah, it is.
But fan feedback, we love hearing it. We love reading it. Send it our way.
Not always.
I love it.
The negative stuff I don't care for.
Oh, you get blocked if you're negative. No,
No, we read some negative ones.
We read the negative ones. We don't block, really. You're the one that does the blocking.
I don't allow negative stuff about me.
Right. Yeah. Or positive stuff about me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I try and tamper that down a little bit.
That's all right. But yeah, keep it coming. We love the fan feedback. Oh, product testing next time. Orange juice and espresso. So if you want to do that along with us, get some espresso or brew it up. Get a cup of orange juice. That's what we're going to have next episode. We can taste that together to see if it's real. I'm not buying this. I don't think it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be another TikTok disappointment, but that's what product testing is all about. We're here to test this out. Do it together
So
if
you don't have to.
Or, let us do it so you don't have to. That's it for us. AnthonyOnAir.com has the shop information. You good, Frankie C?
Good over here.
All right. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Again, AnthonyOnAir.com has all our info.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.